Is happening, sports fans? It's your main man, Matt, from the DFS 5-pack. I am rocking it solo. It is Sunday, January 2nd. We've got Week 17 of NFL to talk over. 14 games today, so pretty psyched to make this video and get this content out for you guys. The members-only video dropped last night. DFS Patriot was kind enough, to come on and join me on that video. So the Week 17 members-only video is out. This is going to be Week 17 public. So I got 5 guys I'm excited to talk over. Before I get into that, I'm going to shout out our promoters real quick. So first off, Jazz Sports. When you sign up and join Jazz Sports, you get a no-risk wager up to $1,000 in your first bet. That's $1K back if your first wager is graded a loss. You just can't beat that deal. I've been around this industry for a long time, bet at a ton of different places. You don't see deals like this pop up that often. So I encourage everyone to go check it out. If it's not for you, it's not for you, but you could at least go check it out and see what it's about. The promo code over there is 5-pack. The link will be in the description section of the video. And then Loose Lines. Loose Lines is an affiliate of Jazz Sports. They have really good lines and odds over there, reduced juice and other perks. When you sign up at Loose Lines, you also get an additional 50% off. The promo code over there is also 5-pack. So again, I would appreciate and encourage everyone to check that out. The links will be in the description section. And with that said, let's dive into some NFL. So the detailed members only video was dropped last night. So if you want, a breakdown of each game, essentially, go check out the DFS 5-pack. We'd love to have you sign up. If that's not for you, this shall do. So let me screen share this and we'll be on our way. So as far as quarterback goes today, I think there's a few options to look at. In cash games, I think the choices are there's not too many guys to look at. I think Josh Allen and Trey Lance probably top the cash game list. But in tournaments, I'm really, really digging on Kyler Murray today. So I like Arizona a lot in this spot. We've seen the Cardinals fall flat on their faces the past 3 games, losers of 3 in a row. Kyler came back in that Chicago game, played really well. They proceeded to lose the next 3. From a fantasy perspective, Kyler has not been amazing. He hasn't been awful. He's got 20-plus in 2 of those games. But I think this is a bounce-back spot for him, and I think he has one of his best games of the year today. Going back home to Dallas, where he's from, I love a low-owned Kyler Murray in this spot. We've seen the price drop down to $7,300. And while the Dallas defense is good, I'm not saying that they're a defense I want to go out of my way to pick on. I think they're more splashy with the big plays than they are actually sound and solid defensively. So I think Murray is capable of having a monster game here, whether it be from rushing, passing, both. His price is affordable now at $7,300. He's not getting any love if people don't want to pick on Dallas and people are turned off by Kyler and the Cardinals right now. I'm ready for the buy low moment. I'm buying low while everyone's off him. Give me Kyler as my favorite quarterback, GPP quarterback on the slate. I think he gives us 30-plus here, and I'm all over him. All right, moving down to a guy I like in all formats. One of my favorite plays on the slate. It's going to be Jared Patterson. So a ton of good running backs today. We've got 14 games, guys out all over the place. So there's good value. There's good high-end options. Really going to have to be picky and choosy in terms of who you use at running back. But a guy that's definitely going to be in my lineups is going to be Jared Patterson. I was a huge Patterson fan at Buffalo, not the Buffalo Bills. The University of Buffalo was a monster there. One of the better collegiate careers you'll see from a running back. Was absolutely dominant for them. I figured when he got his chance in the league, he'd really shine, and this is that time. I like Washington in this game a lot. Philly is a road favorite, please. Give me Patterson at $4,800 as the top value running back on the slate. I'm locking him in all formats. All right, next up, we've got Antonio Brown. So one of, if not the best wide receiver play on the slate today. You see the targets. I know that he missed some time, but if you count the past 2 games, he's got 28 targets. Even if you don't look at that week 6 and prior, 15 targets last game, 10 grabs, 100 yards, didn't even reach the end zone and still hit 23 DK points. Now facing an abysmal Jets defense with incentives all over the place. I imagine Mr. Brown has a day today. So we saw this last year when Antonio Brown had incentives in week 17. Tom Brady peppered him with targets. And I think we see a similar situation today. AB is due to make a ton of money on catches and touchdown passes, assuming he hits his numbers. And I think Brady makes every effort for him to get there. I like AB a lot today. Excuse me. He's going to get a lot of love, as he should. The difference between him and the wide receivers around him is a pretty big gap. So on paper, Like I said, he looks like one of the best options in all formats at any position. All right, next up, another guy I love in tournaments. So I like this game a lot. I think this game is going way under the radar. And CeeDee Lamb is a guy that I'm all over here. So I mentioned Kyler facing his old college teammate CeeDee Lamb. They've been talking all week. I think this is a big get-up spot for both of these Oklahoma boys. I mentioned already how much I like Kyler. Excuse me, say that 10 times fast. And in that same breath, I like CeeDee Lamb just as much. So not pulling in a ton of ownership at 7,100, priced in that mid tier. So he's not up there with guys like Debo and Cooper Kupp. He's not cheap. He's certainly not cheap, but he's affordable, depending on what value you use. And while we haven't seen the big game in a few games now, it's coming. Going back against his old teammate, I love CeeDee Lamb here. We know he's got massive upside on any given week, as evidenced by the 28 he dropped against Atlanta, 20 in Minnesota, and of course the 40 he dropped in New England. I think we see another one of those games here in a game that I expect to have more points than the masses believe. Give me CeeDee Lamb as my favorite piece of the Dallas offense and favorite run back with Kyler. All right, last but certainly not least, the guy I like in all formats, my favorite tight end on the board. That's going to be none other than Travis Kelce. So he's not from Cincinnati, but he's from Cleveland. So going back home, almost. Cincinnati's only a couple-hour drive from Cleveland. Got to like our boy Kelce going back to Ohio here. Coming off his best game of the year in Week 15. Sat out last week in health and safety protocols. Now he's back here in a get-up spot against the Bengals team that's getting a ton of love from the masses. I couldn't love Kelce anymore here. Again, really encouraged by his last game in LA against the Chargers. We saw what he did there, had the overtime touchdown grab that was just spectacular. Things are lining up for Kelce right now. Again, we saw him struggle a little bit as far as his standards go at the beginning of the year. I think we see him dominate towards the end of the year and into the playoffs. He started a couple weeks ago against the Chargers. I think he just keeps it going with his foot on the gas here in Cincinnati against the Bengals. So one of my favorite overall plays on the slate. Certainly my favorite overall tight end. That's what I got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I know this video is coming out a little bit later than normal, but with NBA going on and me covering most of this stuff solo, you'll have to bear with me a little bit. I'm around if you got questions, if you want more content, more videos, more write-ups, any of that stuff, more me, more Ryan, more DFS Patriot. Go check out the DFS 5-pack. We'd love to have you. Let's crush Week 17. I appreciate you guys. See you soon.